Welcome, everybody. Glad everyone's here. Hope everybody is having a great 3-day weekend. Well, so first of all, I'm going to go over something here. People, there's a reason why Cherry calls me the troll. Okay. I like just kind of, and this wasn't necessarily, this was kind of more or less a social experiment. I'm sorry to use you guys for it. Well, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm really not sorry, but I posted something and then I took a nap just to get the comments coming in. And then yeah, so someone emailed me this, and then I was just like, I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's nothing, So and let's see here. Let me just go to my community here. Yeah, so here's this post showing Jared recovering a vehicle. And since they're known for recovering vehicles with the unalived inside, well, this could be perceived as a bad look, but this was not a vehicle with the unalived inside. And I then showed this.
I would not say this unless I was 100% confident.
Not that. Sorry about that.
Let's talk about BetterHelp. If you ever feel anxious, depressed, stressed, overwhelmed.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Call the cops, call the cops, call the cops. A quick note before we get started. I've had a week to reflect on the events from last week. We were actually doing a live stream at the time when we were doing our normal environmental cleanup. We were pulling the car out of the river, and at that moment in time, we realized that there was actually a body inside of it. That body belonged to Timothy Robinson, who actually went missing 12 years ago. So today's event that you're about ready to see led us to the unexpectedly solving a 12-year-old missing persons case. The family's reached out to us, Jess, the niece, Don, the brother. There's comments in, I'll leave a link to the other video, to the live stream. In the comments down below, you'll see them thanking us. We were able to bring closure to their family, and that's something that myself and our team, we feel really good and confident, not confident, but we feel humbled by it is really the right word, that it really provides for us the wanting to get back out in the water, not just to clean up the environment as we normally do with these cars when we find them, but also the bringing closure, bringing resolution to families who have been seeking those answers. 12 years ago when Timothy went missing, the brother had actually kind of hoped that he ended up in Amsterdam. Unfortunately, that was not the case. What you're going to see are the events of that day. It's going to start
off. What am I seeing here? Am I seeing the birth of Adventures with Purpose as far as finding missing people's vehicles? Is this the event that made Jared here go cha-ching? This is going to be something that is going to be great to have a YouTube channel for. Now it's a good thing. Sure. A lot of people start YouTube channels and they say, well, what can I do with my YouTube channel? Well, I can go around and I can try to solve cases. I can go around and try to find buried treasure. I could go around with my YouTube channel and I can try to with a metal detector on the beach and try to find cool little trinkets and whatnot. There are many, many different reasons why people start YouTube channels. Now, obviously, to be able to do what they're doing, this is a good way to finance it. So I'm not faulting them for that. I'm just saying that it wasn't like these guys woke up one day. From what I'm looking at here, it's not like these guys woke up one day and were like, I really want to start making a difference. They came upon a situation by accident that inspired them to do this and what they're doing now. Okay. And so, and I'm not going to go through the whole video. I just wanted to make a point. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make a point, and we're going to go over some of the comments here. Now, actually, I am going to go over a little bit more of that just to continue my point real quick, because I'm real quick. I just want to get to now, as fascinating as it is, as fascinating as it is what they do, I'm not going to go through the whole video of when they recovered this vehicle.
I'm going to say, let's go ahead and get on dry land. They're going to need dry land on this, so let's just pull it up a little bit more, and then we'll make sure we. Oh, it looks like Sam's blocking off the area. You want to tell the boat what's going on? Did you?
So, I made the comment in the chat saying that it was clearly the same vehicle. I made the comment that it was the same vehicle. And that's obviously not the same vehicle. But I wanted to see the difference between my audience and Ryan's. So Petty Patty's been getting a little mad at me about the things that I've been saying about Adventures with Purpose, and I understand that they're very beloved. What they do is a very, very good thing. There's nothing wrong with finding missing people, nothing at all. But she understood what I was doing once I explained. Some people are just leaving nice comments here. Amanda Page got mad. She said, Will, please do better research before you try to have a gotcha moment. The car he's in has nothing to do with a missing persons case. AWP was helping to clean waterways. That's what this picture is from. Need context for this one, Will. It's a shame that Sam, the Adventure Man, ex-volunteer of AWP, has removed his video about the running of AWP. The video called The Truth About AWP was made 10 months ago. Very enlightening and very giving situation. So this is somebody who's not a real big fan. That's fine. You're allowed to have your feelings about Adventures with Purpose as much as you want. I have my opinions, which I've stated quite clearly. This was not a missing persons case recovery. He does environmental cleanup as well, blah, blah, blah. And I recognize these handles that are leaving these comments. These are people who normally watch my channel. I don't know the story behind this one, but he wouldn't do that if it was part of evidence, just helping clean up the lakes. Okay. I'm not going to read I'm just trying to make a point here. So I'm not going to read the responses and the back and forth between people. Jared is a treasure hunter. I'm glad I was looking at my phone. I glanced at my phone there, BC, because I would have missed this, but thank you so much. I don't fault anything AWP does except sharing a panel with Ryan Upchurch, thanking him for taking his money. If Kylie's family is the priority, they should denounce this person saying she isn't real. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. They should do it publicly. It would be a good move for their channel, if I'm being honest, because it was a bad move to thank him. I don't care if he was being sarcastic or taking the high road or however you perceive that. I mean, the extremeness of what Ryan Upchurch has been doing calls for a very clear denouncement if they actually do denounce him. And then somebody here, I love this person. Calm down, people. I'm sure that Will is just trying to show up church how ridiculous he looks when he just grabs something, creates its own narrative, and posts it about on the internet without bothering to vet the information. There's no way that he watched Upchurch do the same thing for a solid month and decided it would be fine to do it himself. Good call. Good observation. But no, I wasn't doing this for Ryan Upchurch's benefit. I was doing this for my own, as well as yours. Just to be clear, I don't want to, this was a car you found that had no connection to a missing person. That was a dump car. See, these are all. So this, what I'm seeing here is, if not everybody who left a comment here, look at this person got mad. My monkey number 10 was like, clearly not the same car. Everything's in all caps too. Clearly not the same car. This one's a 2-door. The other's a 4, not to mention the color. Shame on you. Yes. See, that's the difference. I want to be clear about something, folks. That's the difference between my audience and Ryan Upchurch's audience. Okay. See, I have spent 4 years building a channel where I have just repeated myself until I am blue in the face to make sure to vet your information. Make sure that you understand something before you start going off about it. Right? I've been doing this for 4 years, right? So, and when I say I want a quality of subscriber, not quantity, I'm not concerned with the quantity. The quantity means shit if it's full of people that think the way Ryan Upchurch's fan base thinks. I don't want that. That's not rewarding to me in any way, shape, or form. I want to be around people who know that it's not only okay to question things, but it's respected. It's respected by me personally. It's respected by me personally. So, and this is for my benefit too, because sometimes I might miss something, and then you guys will be there to call me out. It happens all the time, actually. It's fucking great. There are people who have 1,000 people in their chat, but there are 1,000 useless motherfuckers, dude. 1,000 useless people doing absolutely nothing, contributing absolutely nothing. But I have right now, by the grace of God, 387 people in this chat right now, that if I say something that can be verified and I misspeak, everybody in my chat is going to go, Will, no, that's not true. Blah, 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 blah. And they're going to correct me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, oh, shit. Oh, okay, hold on. And, I'll have to sit there with my foot in my mouth for just a second, but I'm going to look it up and I'm going to correct myself, because it's not that big a deal to be wrong once in a while. The problem is that when your ego gets in the way, and then you double down and triple down, and then the next thing that happens, you're hurting people. You're victimizing people. You're victimizing people who are already victimized. You get it? So this is not... Well, when it comes to Cherry, I'm never wrong. By the way, guys, it's Cherry's birthday today, and she loves cheese. So just throw a bunch of cheese emojis in the chat for me, please, because it would make her day. She is a lover of any kind of cheese. So throw a cheese emoji in there. Here, I'll help you guys. I'll get it started. There we go. Okay. I'll get that started. And it's totally her birthday today, and she loves cheese. Just flood the chat with the cheese emojis. Like, she likes any cheese. Swiss, Munster, Gouda. She likes it all. Oh, I'm in so much trouble. Oh man, thanks for that, guys. It's not her birthday, by the way. I don't even know when her birthday is, as a matter of fact, but oh my goodness. Oh God, man, I should be in detention. I swear to God. Uh oh, I gotta stop fucking hitting this shit right here, man. Let me tell you, that is you know we love you, Cherry. So no, not the vodka. Oh fuck, not vodka, please, not vodka. Cherry's awesome, right? When she's drinking whiskey, okay? But when she moves on to vodka, dude, I want to turn my phone off. I'm done. I'm not. No. So yeah, so getting back on point here. Getting back on point. So anybody who thinks that Ryan Upchurch's motives are not strictly money related, anybody who sits there and is like, Ryan's such a good man, he's such a good person, like Uncle Will, this dude that I keep seeing, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. You got to, and I don't mean to make fun of the guy because the guy actually seems like a really, really nice guy. He's just fucking fooled by the whole Upchurch thing. So, excuse me. This stuff. He's just fooled by the whole sale. And okay, and just so you guys know, yes. If one more person copies and pastes this article in my comments, I'm gonna lose my shit. If one more person emails me this article, I'm gonna lose my shit. So please, just to pacify you guys, okay, I'm gonna go over the article. All right. I appreciate you guys sending me the article. I do. Don't get me wrong. Just, I'm only speaking from somebody from my perspective right now, so you guys can see it from my perspective. It's nice that you guys send me something. You go, have you seen this? Because it's really helpful to me. Don't get me wrong. But then when when I get like 100 emails of people sending me the same thing, and especially like if they're in the comments, you know, like before you go and copy and paste this thing, go to look and see if it's already been posted in the same comment section like 2 or 3 times. Like I said, I'm happy that you guys are being helpful. I am, but like every time I go to open an email, it's like, fuck, this article again. So yes. But I'm going to go over the article. Okay. I'm going to go over it. And it is an interesting read. So it's an article by some independent online paper named Benzinga, and it is dated March 25th, 2022. So it's been a few months. And it states, the CEO of Holler Boy Records reportedly made $3 million as one of YouTube's top clickbait artists in 2021 and has successfully applied the same formula to promote music artists signed to his label. Ryan Upchurch, CEO of Holler Boy Records and also one of YouTube's top clickbait artists, has leveraged the intense marketing principles of clickbaiting to promote artists signed to his label. Clickbaiting refers to the practice of writing sensationalized or misleading headlines to attract clicks on a piece of content. The entire concept is structured on the marketing practice of creating controversy for views, which in turn brings in profit, a simple process that can be repeated. Ryan Upchurch, who reportedly made $3.8 million last year. That's almost $4 million last year via his clickbait integrated drama channel on YouTube, employs the WWE style of marketing on repeat. Invented enemies of Holler Boy Records are reported to fans. The fans are then activated to help him defeat the enemies by buying his music or merch. Suckers. Viewing his content and harassing them until he deems them defeated. The Holler Boy boss recently staged a conflict between his artist Chase Matthews and country superstar Morgan Wallen, selling the story that Matthews was denied entry into Wallen's VIP area. Ryan and Matthews created and released their version of Wallen's new hit single Broadway Girls, stealing both views and dollars from the actual artist involved in the retaliation. Now, if you remember, this same tactic was employed by Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records back in the day. You know, the whole West Coast versus East Coast. The problem is that got real. West Coast versus East Coast thing got real, but it was actually absolutely used in order to sell records. That was the whole thing. Everyone wanted to hear the response. Everyone couldn't wait to hear Biggie Smalls' response to Tupac's latest burn. You know, they just couldn't wait. The ploy ran for weeks and confused loyal Wallen fans who rushed to view the video, thinking it was genuine collaboration. This led to 9.2 million views and a huge YouTube payday for Holler Boy Records. However, unlike rap beefs, which usually ends up mutually beneficial, the victims of Ryan's activities have all expressed their displeasure with the fake controversy revenue generating scheme. Morgan Wallen, Billboard Country Artist of 2021, Luke Combs, CMA winner 2021, Kane Brown, CMT Music Award winner 2021, and viral recording artist Nicole Arbor have all unfollowed Ryan Upchurch on social media platforms after being targets of his clickbait plots. Sound familiar? This is no different than a YouTuber trying to start a beef with a larger YouTuber. This is no different than when Critical K was trying to target Charlotte Charlotte Ray. I think that's her name, but she covered the Ray Andriacchio thing, and she kept on pushing that, hoping to get into some sort of feud. And then what ended up happening was she pissed off Ray Andriacchio, and now Ray Andriacchio is suing her for $10 million. And quick update on that. Kay filed for a motion to have that, to be able to, because she lives in Michigan, and the suit is based in Mississippi. So what she did was she filed for a motion to where she could appear telephonically, but the motion was just denied. So Kay's going to have to trek her happy ass all the way to Mississippi for court. I don't think that she can even afford it. But anyway, with Arbor going further to file a restraining order and defamation lawsuit against Upchurch in 2021, submitting documents showing the artist received death threats from Holler Boy fans who failed to see the ruse. While opinions are divided on the appropriateness of Ryan's new method, the drama and discussions indirectly support and strengthen the marketing model, which requires attention to thrive, letting Ryan live up to the villains of the country image he openly strives to create. So, long story short, folks, if you're a Ryan Upchurch fan and you're buying into the shit that he's doing right now, you're being trolled. And you're being trolled in order to, I mean, he's grifting. That's what he's doing. Grifting is a con. Okay, let's look up the definition of grifting real quick. Engage in petty or small-scale swindling. J.S. Sands, thank you so much. Time I showed some appreciation. Thanks for staying true to yourself and making this English woman piss herself laughing with your humor. I appreciate that. Yeah, I get a lot of love from Limey Land. I do. I'm really grateful for it. All except for Cherry. Cherry's the only one over there who listens to me that hates my guts. But I do get a lot of love from Britain, from England. So what's funny about that definition, it applies to people like BHB. It applies to people like Critical K. It applies to people like JLR. It applies to people like MGL. It applies to people like J for A. Sure, it applies to all of them. But that's because it's on a small scale level. Okay? What this dude is doing is a straight up con. It's a straight up con. I mean, you could look at it as a marketing tactic, but I mean, if you're if you're falling for this, well then, I mean, he's calling you stupid. That's what he's doing. He's considering you an idiot. BC, and YouTube is more than happy to take their cut, which is why his channel hasn't been removed. True. And there's a lot of arguments, and thank you so much, BC. I appreciate that. There's a lot of arguing going on whether or not oh, my crotch. Thank you so much. The sad part is, even if he is trolling, he is still hurting the family. That part is 100% real. I'm going to get to that. Thank you so much. So he's already been sued. He was sued by a country star. So he clearly does not give a shit about being sued. As he even stated in my comments. It's pretty funny, actually. So he doesn't care about being sued. I believe that genuinely, that Ryan Upchurch does not honestly care about being sued. Being sued does not scare him in the slightest bit. Because he has so much money that he believes that he is, it's like, whatever, you know, if they take all my money, I'll make more because I am that much of a rock star. That's maybe, you know, but I'm not exactly seeing it that way, because that's quite a gamble, Ryan. But moving back to the fans, just so you know, be clear, like, the only people here being trolled are you. Now, there are people being victimized. That's different. Like, I mean, if you don't have enough common sense to see that this dude is completely out of his mind, or that he's either completely out of his mind or it's just some crazy WWE gimmick to sell records, well, then, I mean, you deserve to have your money taken from him. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, if you're dumb enough to fall for that, you know what I mean? That's what sells records instead of, that's what you need to sell your records instead of music, Ryan? Like, are you telling me that your music doesn't sell itself? That people don't just hear it and go, oh my God, I want to buy that. You actually have to put on some sort of show, some sort of ruse to sell your music? Wow. That's a shame. Enjoy that. I mean, me personally, see, I couldn't do that. I can't even do that with my YouTube channel. Like, my channel has taken 4 years to grow as much as it has because I simply refuse to do that. See, I actually have a respect for the people who follow me. I have respect for, I have a gratitude towards the people who follow me. I don't feel like I need to trick them to get them to follow me. I don't have to come up with some sort of gimmick to get them to follow me. I speak from my heart. Can you say that? But I speak from my heart. everything that you say, none of it, and everything that I talk about, some of it may be pre-planned as far as like what I'm going to talk about, but none of this is scripted. I don't write monologues. I go, I want to talk to my chat about this. I want to get on my channel and I want to talk about this. And I want to read what they have to say in the comments. That's what goes through my mind, period. But I mean, if you're happy, man, you know, whatever. If you're happy, give me 1 second here. Trying to find. I'm trying to find. I haven't had to slow chat down in like forever, so I'm trying to find where I can slow it down, where to go to do that, and I can't seem to really find it. Do that. Oh, I think I got it. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, I didn't think I had to, Cherry, but I'll go ahead and do that. It's fine. It's already done. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I just, to me, that's super rewarding, you know, like it's super rewarding. I mean, knock yourself out, you know what I mean? But what's funny is wrestling doesn't even try to hide that it's all a show. Like that's about 10% of the reason why they changed WWF to WWE is because WWF was already taken by the World Wildlife Federation, and so they kind of sued for the rights for the name. But then WWE, they changed it to WWE because it's World Wrestling Entertainment, so that it does not imply that it's real. So people don't get the impression that it's real. Simple. They're not lying to their fans. They're not trying to make it come off like it's actually real. Like, yes, people really get hit with chairs, sure, but they sign a contract that they're willing to be able to do that. They get hit with chairs and they jump off the top rope and they get, you know, Mick Foley would jump on top of thumbtacks and nails and whatever, and you know, but it's scripted. You know what I mean? And everybody knows this. They just don't care. It's still just as fun. But the difference between what they're doing and what you're doing is you're actually victimizing people. Because I seriously doubt that Ickadmail is in on this with you. I seriously doubt that Zanime is in on this with you. I seriously doubt that. I don't see them being able to. I didn't say serious. I said seriously. I don't think that they're in on this with you at all. And what I would be willing to guarantee is that none of Kylie Rodney's family members or loved ones are in on this with you. None of them are. And what you're doing is you're taking people who are already going through trauma and they're already victimized, and you're victimizing them even further. And no jury is going to take your side. See, when a country rock star sues you, a jury or a judge, depending on if it's a jury trial or if it's a bench trial, but a jury or a judge, they're not going to look at they're not going to look at this the way that they would look at that. Like they would look at that as, well, you know, these are just two spoiled, you know, rock stars that are just feuding over money. And I really don't give a shit who gets it. But you better hope it's not a jury thing, because if it's a jury thing and 2 or 3 of those people have had family members that they've lost in very, very brutal ways in some way, shape, or form, or know somebody who is going through trauma that has had this happen to them, or simply 12 people who are empathetic, more empathetic than you are, and just feel for that family that's suing you, that feels that they deserve compensation for the pain and suffering that you put them through. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And the difference between this and 2 country stars fighting over money is you're not going to bounce back from this. This isn't going to blow you up. This is going to do the opposite, because this is going to make the news. They're going to see all of the evidence, all of the posts that you've made, the comments that you've made, the videos that you've made. All of these things are going to come to light during a lawsuit, and they're going to be made public, and people are going to Amber Heard the fuck out of you. That's what's going to happen. They're going to go, this dirty piece of shit. How could he be so careless with a victim's family? I mean, that's what's going to happen. Now, if I wanted this to happen, I wouldn't be sitting up here talking about it. This is an effort to get you to stop, because I actually care about victims and their families. This is an effort to actually get you to stop doing what you're doing. Now, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, yes, I'm hoping to see it happen. And I'm going to go over every second of it. And I'm going to profit from it. I'm going to profit from your suffering, just as you have no problem doing with anybody else. I mean, because if you are such a piece of shit to where you don't care what you're doing to a deceased 16-year-old girl's family, I mean, why would I feel even the remote, guilt about benefiting from your suffering? Mike Crotch, welcome. Appreciate it. Yeah, Alex Jones is definitely, I don't see Alex Jones jumping back from this, and he's a lot more famous than you are. He's a lot more famous than you are. Yeah. I don't think that you're going to bounce back from this one, dude. So before one of these people gets so fed up, yeah, sorry about that, but before one of these people gets so fed up with suing you, I'm just throwing you a bone, homie. You could cut this shit out right now. Stop putting them through this, and maybe they'll forgive you and just try to focus on moving on, because it's still pretty fresh. But the day's going to come where they're going to go, okay, I haven't even been able to mourn my daughter yet. And this guy won't shut the fuck up, and his people won't stop harassing me just to see if I even exist, because my existence was questioned. Or not even questioned. You accuse these people of not being real. You accused their daughter, who's no longer with us, of not being real. You have to know that you crossed the line. And I've been trying to tell you this from the Summer Wells case. I tried to warn you about this from the beginning, from back in the Summer Wells case, where you got all cocky and was like, oh, these YouTubers, these true crime YouTubers, you think that they own the true crime world. No, it's not about territory. I tried to explain that then. It is simply about being a decent person and respecting people. It's all it's about, man. You know, and now what you got is you got these, because now what you got is you got MGL trying to jump on this bandwagon. Yeah. Don't think I haven't forgot about you. Don't think I forgot about you, MGL. Like MGL, I can guarantee you that I know exactly what took place, because she went from wrenching him. Think about it, folks. She went from giving him a wrench to feuding with him. Now, she just did a live going, Ryan, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Right? And MGL is just the grifting, the most grifting clout chaser on YouTube. Easily. And so now I guarantee you that MGL's and J for A's their train of thought, what happened here was they read that article that I just read to you, and they wanted to be in on a feud with him because it's going to get them views. It's going to get them super chats where they get to look like the good guys. Ryan is the wrestling heel. Okay. In wrestling, bad guys are heels, good guys are faces. So what MGL is thinking is Ryan's going to be the heel, and then she gets to be the face. So Ryan gets to sell records, and MGL gets to get views and super chats, and everybody wins and everybody makes that money. That's exactly what's going through her mind right now. Because why would she give him a wrench in the first place? He's been saying this shit. He didn't just start saying that Kylie wasn't real. She just chose not to pay attention to it. Now, all of a sudden, this article starts circulating, even though it's from March, but this article starts circulating, and then she comes up with a plan. Molly's next scheme. No, I'm not giving him too much credit. I think he's doing exactly what he's doing on absolute purpose, because I don't think anybody can be that stupid. I really don't believe that anybody could be that stupid to say the things that he's been saying and comparing pictures of being so different, saying that they're the same people. I just don't think that anybody who's capable of making $3.8 million in a year is... I don't think anybody capable of making $3.8 million in a year is stupid enough, can possibly be stupid enough to believe the things that he's saying. I just don't believe it. And so, and you know what? Do what you want, man. But doing this in the true crime community, man, is a really fucked up thing to do, because you're victimizing real people. And like, that's the thing, is that right there, it really sheds light on what Ryan Upchurch's motives actually are. Okay. Like, what motivates Ryan Upchurch? Obviously money, but when it comes to morals, right? Like, what would stop Ryan Upchurch from saying the things that he's been saying? The fear of being sued? No, not at all. Not at all. Morals? Clearly not. Empathy for a victim's family? Clearly not. Empathy for and respect for the law enforcement officers that spent 2 weeks and all those man hours trying to find her? Absolutely not. Respect for AWP who actually did find her? Absolutely not. Because he still hasn't given up that Hellcat, has he? Because he'd blast that all over the internet. He'd be like, Hellcat. They'd make a video about it. He'd make a video about it, handing over the keys. Here you go, man. He'd do that. Come on. He's not going to do something like that on the down low. That's just not going to happen. So I know for a fact this dude is not giving up that Hellcat or giving up any money. And if he has given up money, I want to see the receipts. Now, well, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, see, you're saying they didn't want it. Okay, but why not donate the same amount that the Hellcat is worth? I mean, he's a fucking millionaire. He's not scared of getting sued, right? So why not take the money that the money, I mean, he has it, that the Hellcat is worth, or sell the Hellcat and take that money and donate it. Donate it. There's a website for AWP where you can donate it. And I think somebody said that they do want it. Yeah. I thought one of them said that they want it, but why haven't they gotten it yet? Because I think they deserve it. I think they deserve it. My only beef with AWP is, I want to be clear, since I did make that post. My only beef with AWP is the narrative that they pushed, that there was foul play, using that video to push the narrative to make it more dramatic, without, again, doing the same thing Ryan Upchurch does, but not taking anybody into consideration here. Like, it's not without any evidence to indicate that Jagger or Sammy or anybody else had anything to do with Kylie's disappearance and demise. Well, then it's wrong to spin a narrative of foul play when they're the only two people to point fingers at. It's wrong. It's just plain wrong to spin that narrative. I mean, these are just kids, but they didn't think about that. They didn't care about that. So that bothers me. I mean, I'm not trying to take anybody down. I mean, my mind hasn't changed. I'm telling you right now, my mind hasn't changed. Do I give a shit if he gets kicked off of YouTube? Not at all. Do I think that he deserves it if he does? Not absolutely. Of course. But I'm not trying to do that. I don't give a shit if he stays on YouTube or not. I don't give a shit if he continues making I don't give a shit if he becomes a multi-platinum artist. I don't care. Like, it doesn't make any difference to me at all. What I'm saying is, I just want him to stop using true crime to sell records, because when he's doing it, and the method in which he's doing it is victimizing people who are already been victimized. That bothers me a lot. It bothers all of you that are in my chat, because you're looking at him going, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why are you doing that? And if he's doing that just to sell records, that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. Because if he honestly believed the shit that he's saying, well, then he needs to be locked up and evaluated. Simple. If he honestly believed the shit that he's saying about Kylie not being real and about the grandfather and the father not being real, if he honestly did believe that, then he needs to be locked up for evaluation, for mental health evaluation. He needs to be committed. He needs round the clock help. Would I care if he was president? That's actually a good question. Would I care if he was president? I cared when Donald Trump was president, and then I just didn't give a shit. And then I cared when Biden was president, and then I just stopped giving a shit. So probably not. At first, I'd just be like, wow, this country is fucked. But eventually, I just get over it, you know? Just like I got over it when Trump was president, just like I got over it when Biden became president. Yeah, we're not going to start a big political thing. That was a very interesting question. Like, would I care if Ryan Upchurch became president? Which is kind of a weird thing. Like, what's the similarities between me caring if he's president versus me caring if he becomes a multi-platinum artist or gets fucking canceled? Because honestly, I don't give a shit either way. I honestly don't care. If he gets canceled, it's because he had it fucking coming. And if he becomes a multi-platinum artist, that doesn't do shit to me. That doesn't make any difference in my life. I never listened to his music, and I don't plan to in the future. It makes no difference to me at all. I don't know if that's true or not. Not that comment. I meant to highlight that one. I don't know if that's actually true. I mean, does he strike me as the type of guy that's like, yeah, man, I got you. And then just never does what he says? Does he strike me as that kind of guy? Absolutely. I've known a lot of people like that. I've known a lot of people like that in my life, growing up, and sometimes you could just kind of spot somebody who's like that. You're just like, that's how you learn to avoid them. You learn certain characteristics, and you're like, yeah, that's a fucking welcher right there. That's a total welcher. He's going to be the next Eminem Brad Paisley. He doesn't have the looks. Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. All it takes is saying people need to separate Ryan's music and followers' money from his degenerate behavior towards a grieving family who lost their child. Exactly. Like have some self-respect and draw a line there, you know. But if you're egging this shit on, then you're just as bad as he is, you know. And you're even worse if you're like if you're contacting them on social media and giving threats and insults, and it's terrible what you're doing. You're even worse. You're a piece of shit, because Ryan's not impressed by it. He doesn't fucking even know what's going on. He doesn't care. And he's going to distance himself from it as soon as you get arrested for it and go to jail. He's going to distance himself from it as far as he can. He's going to have a lawyer that you can't afford to protect him. And the irony is you'd be doing it for him. And that's the thing is he's this dude is totally just trolling his own fan base. Like, I mean, again, what does that say about your art if you have to trick people into buying it? If you have to put on this whole YouTube show to sell it, what does that say about your art? And one could make the same argument about, that's why people are questioning AWP, because I'm actually one of those people that's like, well, I mean, at the end of the day, they did find Kylie's vehicle with Kylie in it. At the end of the day, they did find it, So, when people are like, they found her, right? And I'm just like, well, yeah, they did. But one could argue the same argument. I mean, why do they have to make a video flexing and creating all these dramatics in order to raise money for their cause? I mean, their cause is noble enough as it is. Why do they need to do that? Because it looks bad. It looks bad when you have an organization like Cuckchurch where Tim Miller does the exact opposite. Like, he'll do interviews here and there. He will do interviews, but he's not ever doing it to promote what he's doing. Ever. People just believe in the results that they produce. That's it. They produce results, and then people are like, man, those guys are amazing. Their recovery record for missing people is fucking outstanding. I'm giving them money. That's how it works. You don't see Tim Miller starring in some Dog the Bounty Hunter, like half-ass Dog the Bounty Hunter type YouTube documentary show. You don't see Tim Miller doing that shit. Tim Miller just gets out there and gets it done. And his organization has grown. More volunteers have joined, and it's and he's just out there making a difference. Cuckchurch is just out there making a difference. You don't see them putting on this fucking poor man's version of Dog the Bounty Hunter, and then being like, oh, we suspect foul play. We suspect foul play. Dude, it's the same shit they did with that video. The same shit that they did with that video is the same shit Dog the Bounty Hunter did with every video, with every episode. Remember Dog the Bounty Hunter? Dog the Bounty Hunter would be like this. Dog the Bounty Hunter would be like this. Okay, all right, team. We've got this fugitive. This fugitive they have a charge of possession with intent to distribute and burglary, right? But they're considered armed and dangerous. So you guys got to keep your heads on a swivel, watch each other's sixes, blah, 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 blah. This is this is a dangerous fugitive. And then they go after him with fucking pepper spray cans, fucking mace, and the person is just a crackhead that's running from trying to keep from going to jail. They're not armed. They're not shooting anybody. They have no violent history. They're, but it's all for dramatic effect, right? Just like sitting there and talking to the dad, even though the camera was nowhere near the dad and the grandfather and Doug, I think his name is, even though the camera was nowhere near them, they were mic'd. You could hear everything that they were saying very clearly, right? That was for dramatic effect. We're going to get the father and the grandfather's reaction that we found the body, blah, 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 blah. That's totally what they did. It's the same shit as when Dog the Bounty Hunter, after he's like, get against the fucking car, you piece of shit, you son of a bitch, I've got you now. Cussing him out, treating him like shit. And then they get him in the car, they're handcuffed, and Dog sits next to them. And then he's like, do you want a cigarette, brah? You want a cigarette, brah? And then that person will just be sitting there like this with their hands cuffed. Yeah, I don't know why did I keep doing this, man. Like I try to get my life clean, and I just don't understand, bro. I don't understand, bro, why. I just keep doing this. And then Dog will be like, here, bro. I used to think the same way, but then when I found God I started to pray, you know, and I think about the good things in my life and my family. And then there's this music going on and shit, you know, and the dude is just sitting there fucking like, yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, man. You know, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I know it's a second chance. I'm gonna use my second chance. I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna change my life. And then, you know, Dog the Bounty Hunter saved another criminal. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that shit was. That's all that shit was. The only difference is you don't feel like you don't complain about Dog the Bounty Hunter because he's fucking doing this shit with fucking criminals. These guys are doing this shit with victims' families, just exploiting the fuck out of them. So it's like, yeah, we're going to bring you closure, but can you put on this mic so we can get this reaction from you? Like right there, all the empathy goes right the fuck out the window. You know what I mean? Just funny to me, dude. It's just funny to me how people like, yo, look who's here. This guy right here. Perfect example. Perfect example. If you are familiar with the Watts case, this is somebody right now. This young man in my chat lost his sister, lost his 2 nieces, and his unborn nephew. And because of idiot, asshole, fucked up in the head YouTubers spinning conspiracy theories and using these people, this man and his family, as clickbait and as content, these people have not been able to mourn their loss for 4 fucking years. 4 fucking years. These people have not yet been able to mourn in peace. And yeah, that's what I do here, Frankie. Yeah, that's what I do here. And I'm telling you, Frankie and his family, the root checks, they are not taking this shit anymore. They are taking action. They got sick and tired of it, and they're taking action. And it's a lengthy thing, and it sucks that it had to take this long. But so all I'm trying to say here, I'm trying to save Ryan Upchurch a whole world of pain and anguish. All you got to do, dude, stop talking about crime cases because you're careless with people who are actually suffering. So, Frankie, I'm hoping to get you up here one day, man. Because I talk about this stuff a lot, and it would really, really resonate a lot more if people could hear you express yourself and express what's going on. But I realize there's a lot of legal things that you're involved in right now where you're not supposed to talk publicly too much about it, and I understand that. But one of these days, I would really like to have you up here, and you can talk to everybody so you can give them a more broad perspective. David Boucher, welcome. I appreciate that. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, Frankie, for dropping into the chat. That actually that means so much to me and so many other people here that you did that. But I want to thank all of you guys for coming in and listening to me. And I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. So, anyways, I love you guys very, very much. and we will do this again very soon, my friends.